Aussie gem, harder to deceive here. Yeah, look, today's a bit of a funny one. We're going to have to shoot back and forth on these videos because I still haven't finished the wash plan upstairs. I'm getting to that as fast as I can. And until we do, it's just overburnt. And I'm sitting on a bench that we did yesterday, and I need to find a different area to dig. If this was going to go well and I had the wash plant done, we'd be running wash today, and that would sort of be an episode. But it's just overburdened now, and I've been planning on getting into certain areas later, and I might just have to do that now. But let me give you a look of what we've got and what I think I'm going to do. We are getting sapphire that way, and I'll show you. Right, so just back out a little bit. This is the area over the last couple of episodes that we've got good stone out. Found not much in this area, and then as we went forward, we found really good stone. You see that big billy there, which is a big rock, and another billy there, and there's billies all the way down there, and then this side's been good as well. Not as good as this side. It looks like there's been instructions, everything's been pushed up, and we're digging old riverbed, and obstructions drop the heavy sapphires out, and those heavy sapphires and ironstone, we're chasing the sapphires, but an indicator is ironstone, and you can see the red patch of ironstone low to the ground there. That's encouragement that the sapphires have dropped out in that area. Also, the big billies, where the slow water hits, they congregate. Now we can go that way. We can go that way. Now that bench is pretty much already done, and I might leave that for later to go forward, and we might go in this direction. I'll be back in about a half a second after I sort of reevaluate things and decide which way we're going to go, because the ground looks like it slopes up in that direction. This is a flat point. And obviously, if you've got undulating floor, which is granite, you've got undulating floor, it gets slow at the top and then fast at the bottom and then fast as it comes up and slow at the top. If we go that way one more and then this way, we'll know exactly what's going on in this area. Now I have spanned it out this area through here, and I'll continue to do that, but I want to charge forward and to the side as well. So tons of digging and sapphire maybe, eh? Left at Albuquerque on this one. Didn't really know where to dig, couldn't make my mind up, probably made about 50 videos, and I thought, start digging, idiot. So I did. I just decided to work straight in front of me like I did right at the start. I was like, I'm going to go that direction. So I decided that was their best plan. And it's on the top of a ridge. And I was explaining before how the water comes down and back up again, and hopefully will slow out in that position. So this is me just doing a whole bunch of overburden. Think it's around about 70 to 80 loads. I can't remember on the particular day, but I know I got plenty sweaty and plenty hot for the day. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the episode. So, I'll get out the light. There's a bit of ironstone there, as I said before. We've got a billy there and a billy there. which is just a big rock. And I think a lot of slow waters hit this area. Now, I found really good stone yesterday in that area, and normally what would happen is I'd do a dig, overburden, and then the wash, but the wash plant's been stuffed. So what's been happening is I've had to do that area there, and we've still got heaps of bench to go. And I'll clean this area up. We just had a whole bunch of drama yesterday and hurt my hand and had the wash plant die and had to fix it up again. And then I cleared this bench, which is completely opposite, 180 degrees. And we've cleaned this bench up, and it's about a shovel's length in and about a 1.5 shovel lengths out, or 2 shovel lengths out. For scale, that's the edge right there, and then was I lying about the 1.5? No, it's almost 2. So I think so 1 3/4. That's about 800 shovels, so it's about a metre in by 1800 wide. And then that's where we did our test sample from 2 episodes ago. So test sample produced 2 stones. Just a bit more than 2 stones, but that was really good that way still, and then that's been really good. And I know there's stone in here, and then that way's been really good. But I also know that I've dug on the other side of this area here. So yeah, at the moment, we're gonna hammer this section. And there is ironstone and billies are mixed amongst it. So we're going to push into there. Excuse me, my throat's a bit croaky. I've been going hard at it the last couple of days. So that material there was unreal. Like just from there was about 22 wheelbarrows, 20 wheelbarrows, and we got all that stone yesterday. Crazy result. Yeah, super happy. Can't be happier. Now. Charge. Da-da-da-da. Okay, I just thought I'd show you this. That's a piece of granite, and that's normally the floor. The floor's right here, and there's a bit of wash there. There's a billy there. There's a billy here. There's one there, and there's one here, and there's one here. So, they're all crammed up in there. And when that happens, the slow water stops down, and hopefully sapphires drop out. So let's see how we go. Okay, you can actually see me digging into here, and just sort of show you a side-on view of me digging for once. And I'm actually jackhammering, under into the floor, which is decomposing granite, as I explained before. I'm taking a little bit of that with me because the sapphires bed themselves into it. So we're going to make sure we free the sapphires from the granite, basically. Yeah, so little cracks in the granite would stop, heavy sapphires, when it stops gold and anything else that's heavy. And then pretty much just got to break it all up and send it upstairs to get washed. So, yeah. All right, finally, guys, we got a little sapphire. It's only a little baby one. It's right there. It didn't grow, unfortunately. That's what we're after. So that big billy there is obviously trapped material. I'll put a little light on it. I don't think it's going to be shine up much at all. Yeah, you can see there's nothing in that. Actually, might be spinel. It's sapphire. Only a little one. It does mean there's going to be more there, hopefully. guys have a see what how much it takes to do a one load. This wash pan is still not working properly, so just to give you an indication on what actually I went through for 2 days or 3 days of processing. So yeah, and you can see me, I'm not just squashing the material up, I'm breaking it up. So there's little bits and pieces that get stuck to little rocks, and you basically just stand on and break them up. Some guys use a hammer, and I do too every now and then. And the hammer won't break a sapphire because there's plenty of material around it to soften the blow. But you normally can just step on material to break it up, especially when my ceilings are around about 6.5 foot or so. So about 195 to 200 centimeters. Yeah, and this just it's just me making sure the material's broken up, standing on it again, throwing shovel after shovel. Yeah, and then I swap hands a little bit to make sure that I'm not just overusing my right hand, otherwise I have a massive big floor on one side and no bloody arm on the other. So yeah, if you wanted to know anything else about processing or digging or anything like that, just let us know in the comments, and I'll see if I can answer some questions for you in my knowledge, at least anyway. So yeah, that's it. The Pelican pick is really useful. It just gets all that material from where I'm digging out to where I'm standing on it. If I'm standing on that material at the wall, it seems to be a bit hot. It also seems to be a little bit wet. My material, for some reason, comes out a little bit damp, and when I'm stepping on it, it sort of pushes itself into the decomposing granite, which is the floor. So I tend to sort of rake it out to where it's been, not used for a couple of days, and it's a little bit drier, and that way I can scrape the floor a little bit better. And crush the material up and it doesn't stick into the decomposing granite. Yeah. Alright, I think I'm done. I'm not quite sure how many shovels that was, but yeah, basically a bit of a drink here. Thirsty work, believe it or not. I normally actually have a few aminos, like branch chain amino acids, while I'm digging, because obviously I'm down there, there's no food, and I'm not going to eat dirt, so yeah, just a few aminos, and then that keeps me pretty charged up for the day. I have Now, I've mentioned this before, but we're 42 foot underground, 12.5 metres. The climb's not too bad, but when you're doing it 20, 30 times for the day, it gets a bit hectic. So you'll see me climb all the way up pretty shortly, and then start the processing with the wash plant. Now, I had to do one load's already up there, and then I load that one in the bucket, process what's already up there, and then send the other one up. If I loaded two and put two up, the conveyor that I'm using doesn't have the speed to do it. So yeah, it looks like it does, but that conveyor is fully up full speed, and I've processed 3/4 of the material already. So what's going to happen is, it's going to overspeed and spit too much volume into the trouble, and the trouble won't be able to handle it, and then there's too much in the pulsator, and then you get clog ups and all that sort of thing. Now I'm checking the pulsator out now, it's doing the right job. Then I check the return lines back into the water, and I notice that the return line's actually blocked. So I'll try to unblock that in about a second or so and get down and tap the pipe. But it's actually blocked from the pulsator in, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. That just happened to me twice today, twice in that day I should say. So yeah, I don't really know
why all the elastic or the silicon normally it is fine. It was operating just fine pretty much the whole day, except for it just got clogged twice. Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery. There might have been something there from a weld or whatever get trapped. We just had to push it through. But you'll see me climb around the side here. I'm going to have to take the pipe off, get my boots wet, and away we go. So gingerly pull that out. So normally get splashed. Yeah, so now I'm just shoving a stick in, wait till it runs out, clear the blockage, tighten it back up again, and Bob's your auntie's uncle. We're done. So yeah, there's always little wash plant things to do, and things to fix, especially with a new system like I've got at the moment. The conveyor's obviously not working properly, and I'm just feeling my way through it. And fingers crossed over the next couple of episodes, it's going to be all right. We're going to work the way it's supposed to work, and I'm going to reap in the sapphires. So yeah, so I'm just checking to make sure it's all good, washing my hands like a filthy grub, and yeah, this next one I send all the way up and through as well. Push the little up button. Then we have a catastrophic failure pretty shortly, so stick tuned for that.
Okay, I killed the wash plant again. So it's supposed to sit onto that D-shackle up there, and it just snapped. And because it snapped, we got a whole bunch of that. We can kind of sort that out eventually, and we just need to take it off its hinge. This thing here, I'm not quite sure. What I'm going to try to do is peel it out and then bend it this way and then put it through there. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay guys, new plan. We just got a another D-shackle for the other end. We'll try to get this D-shackle through here. Sort of feed it through. Get that out of the way so that doesn't go down the hole. There we go. There you go. Hallelujah. It's not coming out in a hurry. I'd like to try and keep it away from that. Might just get the grinder out and cut that while we're at it so the cable doesn't go anywhere near it. Just worried that eventually, you know, it'll hit that. Rightio, so with that D-shackle and spring ready to be put back on again, I've got to deal with the overrun that we've had with the cable. So pretty much what I'm doing here is loosening off the motor, shifting the motor forward, and then when I do, I'm taking off the barrel that the cable runs on, and then obviously pulling the cable out. So I'll spread all the cable out onto the ground, get it some distance back, and then it's the unnerving process of trying to get the bucket back off the forks, which the spring normally does, right? So I've got a bit of a plan to do it. Stay tuned. Okie dokie. don't know how stupid this is going to be, but I've hooked the winch up to the tub. The reason I'm doing that is you can't use the switches because it's at its top and the cutout switches on, so it won't go down, won't come back. It's looking for it to come back and it's not doing that right now, so it won't do anything at the moment. So the trick is here is that the spring's actually broken, so the spring won't return the bucket. And the bucket's all the way out at the top. We've gotten all of the cable out on the floor, so I've got to try to get the winch to pull the bucket over and for me to ease it back with the cable in my hand. So that's pretty much working right now, and I'm standing right back because I think I'm going to die, but believe it or not, she's all good. Worked super smooth and super perfectly, and I'm stoked. So yeah. Alrighty, fingers crossed. 22 loads done. I didn't see that much down there. Normally I'll pick 1 or 2 out of the wall, as you know, but this time nothing. So let's just hope it gets trapped in the pulsator. We still have a lot of work to do on that wash plant. You know, as you can see, it's not functioning 100%, so we've got to get it 100% before we stay down there the whole time and just process. Okie dokie, I'll put a light in. I forgot the other light, it's inside, but you know, we've got this one here and we'll just look at them inside. Encouraging. Big irons, big heavy irons is encouraging. You know, that's good stuff. But I mean, 22 buckets, it's, you know, or wheelbarrows, as you say, normally. Oh, that's monster irons, look at that. Yeah, normally, I should have run this for a bit longer. See, that material breaks up a little bit. Just didn't float to the top. So let's turn the torch on. See if you can see any creeping out the back like the big bruises. Oh, what's that? Yeah, it's ironstone, it's skunked. Yeah, it's ironstone. Ah, there is something at the back, look at that. What is that? Oh, it's a flat piece, looks all cracked up. That's a piece, at least anyway. You know, we didn't go around with our pants down. Let's just check this corner. Yeah, nothing in the corner. What's that? Hang on. That's zircon, but it's a shattered piece of zircon. I'll show you inside. It's a nice hunk of zircon though. You know, and zircon is heavier than sapphire, so you know, like if you're getting zircon, that big boulder, you know, that's a huge big boulder that we moved today. So yeah, hopefully there's something good in here. We shifted one the other day as well, the other wash, and got you know, a ton of sapphire and a ton of good sapphire. Oh, what's that? No, nothing. If you're wondering why I feel like I'm blind, it's because I've got light coming from the other side as well. I'm going to have to get around, otherwise I won't be able to see anything. Give me a second. What's that? Quartz. Okay, I need to come around to the other side. Turn you off for a second. Oh, I've got to work this glare out. It's dead set killing me. You can probably see my head. It's a little spinel. And we're going to check the other baffles as well. Check the corners. The spinel, another piece of spinel, Big piece of ironstone. Oh, what's that in the corner? Oh, it's a hunk. That looks alright. Definitely keep that, that's for sure. Have a look at it inside. There's another piece there. No. Look, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to get back to you guys. I'm going to get a proper light and see how we go. I think that one might be a corker. So let's just see how we. It's banana. There's a lot of smell in that second baffle and sapphire as well, which I don't normally get. So, well, I'm running the cereal too hard. Or I'm, it's struggling to keep up, or it's getting slower, or ironstone. That sapphire, look at that. Look at that sapphire. That's sapphire. Oh, it's got a few cracks in it. I'll have to see whether there are colour bands or cracks on the inside. But yeah, I'm going to have a bit more of a dig through here. I'll obviously have to go through the whole lot and talk to you guys inside. Okay, back inside. Now I didn't bother with all those little stuff, so you can see how much little stuff's there. It's crazy. And then that's our spinel for the day, but this is our main sapphire for the day. And obviously I've forgotten to check all the baffles, and then finally got some good stuff. So 22 wheelbarrows, not the bonanza that we had last week, but there's one or two good little cutters there by the looks of things. So yeah, I mean, just finding a couple of good zircons is good as well. Yeah, let's say 113 plus everything that came out of those last couple of baffles there. It's got to be another 30 or 40 carats or whatever, but we're not counting that. 113.8. Let's have a look at them. Yeah, the first one's this one. This was in the second baffle, but look at it. Look at that, how beautiful that is. Can't shine the torch directly on it. It does have a crack in it, a little bit of junk on the side of it, but those faint lines I thought were actually cracks, but they're not. There's one crack at the left hand side of the screen, and I'm just going to try to put my finger on it. There, is it going to show? Yeah, you can see almost where my fingernail is. That's the crack there. So that has to be chopped off. It has to be chopped off anyway. Hopefully we don't lose any. You can see where that crack is. Right there. Swap hands and see how coordinated I am. Yeah. That's the crack there. So that has to go. And I think there's a little crack up here somewhere. Yeah, right there. But it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it goes all the way through, so it's that way, that one there, and that one there. But we're going to be left with about 4 or 5 carats of good stuff. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the colour is amazing. Look at that. I don't think this one will need heat. It's got a little bit of silk in it. The colour bands are there. Gee, that's a gorgeous stone. Look at that. Even on that side. That's table right there. And you get a beautiful Pharaoh's eye. So I don't know what orientation we're going to cut this one at. It's got a bit of thickness this way. We might be able to get, a beautiful emerald out of it. We turn that way, might get a round brilliant. But yeah, look at that Pharaoh's eye right there. So it might be better that we go that way. Yeah, I don't know. That's a gorgeous little stone. Gorgeous stone. And it's
6.85, almost 7 carats. Now we're going to lose obviously a little bit, but gorgeous stone. The other bruiser, not that one, that one's black. Is it this one? Yeah, that one. Look at that. And there is some cracks. It's got some issues. Hopefully they're just surface stuff. Nice super light on the cross. That's the cross table there. That's table there. So yeah, this will be a midnight blue. Needs heat to get that silk out, and you can see how there's little cracks running through there. That'll have to get cleaned off. So yeah, this is a maybe possible stone. We have to see where the best part would be. But that's not for me. Look at that, cross table's beautiful. Oh, look out. I always drop stone. So yeah, 2 great stones for the day. Those 2 kept my pants on. 17 point, oh hang on. Yeah, that one's going to be around about 10 carats. Hopefully get 1 or 2 carats out of it, would be nice, you know, and say 2 carats out of that, and I've had a cracker of a day. Yeah, God. Let's see what they look like though before I get too excited. I always get excited now and think to myself, oh, what are they going to look like? So that's half the plan, and half the battle is just, yeah, it's half the excitement, I should say. Yeah, half the excitement is just finding out what those things look like in the end of the day. And sometimes you're like, ugh. Sometimes you're like, wow, that's amazing. But it's only personal opinion, right? Some people say what I think is like, ugh, but other people think it's amazing. So yeah, let's just see how we go. We'll talk to you shortly. Okay, look at this thing. Just a really light, spectacular blue, teal colour. Yellow runs right through the middle of it. Gorgeous stone. Phenomenal stone. Very, very happy. 1.2 carats, 1.2 something. Anyway, yeah, absolutely a gorgeous stone. Very happy to have it. Yeah, this is just a gorgeous piece with a beautiful yellow stripe through the middle of it. Blue on both sides. Didn't look anything like what it was going to come out like, but geez, it's just performed super, super well. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. You can't be more thankful for we'll get it in a different light. Can't be more thankful for the week that I had that week. You know, I got pulled out, had a heap of wash plant drums, as you know. Obviously, you've seen the episode, and just pulled out good stone. So, and there's more to come in that spot. That spot just keeps giving up its goodies. So yeah, beautiful stone, absolutely gorgeous. AussieGemHunter.com.au. Get on it. Look at that stone. I mean, it really just performed super, super well. Gorgeous. That's probably the best shot of it. Although that's pretty good too. You can just see how that yellow just lights up that blue. It really does just light up that blue. Such a gorgeous little stone. Extremely happy to get stone out after, just toiling away. Yeah, it makes it all worth it, I suppose. But next couple of episodes, we got a couple of corkers coming out, so keep tuned. And if you want to ring, and anything like that, AussieGemHunter.com.au. All right, we'll see you later. See you in the next episode.